Hi, I'm Tina Ling, and as part of our mastermind group, one of the questions, I'm going to speak very generally, was how after we've made our vision, our goal for ourselves, how do we keep that charged kind of in a very positive, uplifting way when, let's say, a few days out or a few weeks out, I then start going back into, the reality of life or just kind of the day to day, and it doesn't match anymore what my feelings were while I was part of the group, when we're all talking, or when we're going through the exercises right together. So one of the things that I had gone over was, and I think a lot of folks have gone over, and will tell you, is to make sure you do write it in your journal. So again, select a journal and make this your kind of happy journal, your vision journal. Don't put any negative or kind of a day-to-day reflective piece in here. This really is about your vision and the positive. You want to infuse it with as much as you can, that kind of positivity, right? On reaching that goal. And so what do I mean by that? Your vision is, I am the executive director of a foundation, and I absolutely love my job. I love my staff. It's a joy for me to go into the office each day. We're in a beautiful building. We get to share it with several other amazing organizations. The foundation that I'm in, I get to talk to and work with a lot of other community members, which is very exciting to me. And I look back now at how the whole application process is and that whole duration from this job transition to now, and I'm actually really glad about how that worked out, because this really was the best fit for me. This really, 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 really worked out the best, and I'm glad that it happened the way that it did. So when you hear the way that I framed it in that kind of present time, you want to read that as much as you can. Read it in the morning, read it in the afternoon, read it in the evening, and then before you go to bed. What that basically does is it infuses you with that present day of that vision being a reality feels like. But it also kind of soothes you, because if you can kind of think about parents with their children, right? When there's a child that falls, trips and falls, and scuffs like her knee, for instance, and the parent comes over and says, maybe kisses the boo-boo, says, poor, here, let me kiss the boo-boo for you. The focus then for the child isn't on the boo-boo anymore. It's really like on the parent soothing the child and giving that attention. But then also then the parent, what I've witnessed in my life with my loved ones, is then saying, "Oh wow, look at that bird over there," or "Wow, is that Susie, or is that Nigel, over there, or May? Well, what is she doing over there? Is she climbing on the jungle gym?" And you'll notice the kid will be like, "Oh," and will distract herself and start looking at that, right? No longer focused on the boo-boo on the leg, but on the other thing, and we'll forget about the pain, and probably will want to go and play with Nigel and May and Susie and the other children. That's the whole point, is, we are just larger versions of children, right? We might be a little older, but it still works in the same vein. It doesn't help in any way to focus on what you think real life is, in terms of like the child with the boo-boo. Yeah, there is a scrape. The more you focus on it, you ever notice it keeps throbbing, it gets worse, right? You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you acknowledge it. Okay, you know what? I am in a job transition now. Okay, and I'm taking the steps I need. I need to update my CV so that it includes maybe a more active, tense version of this new responsibility I'm doing. After I do that, I'm going to send my resume out. I'm going to send it out to this XYZ employer. Do your best in terms of that, but then after that's done, you need to put it on a shelf. Put it on a shelf somewhere, and then start focusing on all the other aspects of your life that are going extremely well, and if not extremely well, things that at least bring you joy, or at least can help just take the charge out of that resume process, because it can get a little sticky or maybe a little icky, right? So watch a movie, go have dinner, go hang out with your loved ones, do something fun. Definitely do something fun. Watch a comedy instead, just to help you kind of ease off a bit. So why do I say this? I don't think, having been in change management, working for a lot of different companies and easing them through the process, especially with where I do a lot of rapid change, it really is, you always want to have to keep your eye on what the prize is. You always want to keep the eye on the vision and lead yourself there. It's otherwise what happens is once you start getting into, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm not really sure. This really feels hard. This is really tough. I'm nervous about this, and I really like this, and I don't want to lose it. It's very different to have that kind of tone than, you know what, things are always working out, and that next job is going to be incredible. And I know that things always work out because that's how things have worked out before. I've been unemployed in the past, or there have been other transitions in the past, or I've had job changes in the past, and then I've managed. There's somehow a good one, an even better one works out for me. So trust in that is the process. And so that's kind of like that muscle that you're basically using. And the more you use it, the more and more these kinds of changes won't be as kind of unsettling, but a little bit smoother, that you can anticipate. I know it's unsettling. I know it's an unsettling process. I know this is a transition. And I know that I will come out at the end of it. And so while I have that knowledge, I'm still going to enjoy my life. That job is going to come whether you enjoy that time in between or not. So you might as well enjoy it, make the most of it. It's one aspect of your life. It is not your entire life. And so sometimes having that context. And that's the time when you get to lean on your friends and your family, your loved ones, and all the other, hundreds of things that you have in your life. And if you don't have all those things in your life, maybe it's a good opportunity to start and give yourself that opportunity to enjoy something new while you're in that transition. So I hope that was helpful. Please leave comments, and I welcome then talking to you all again soon. Take care.